Based on the product being put out, I am now thoroughly convinced that the WWE is being written by a 10-year-old. It's being written by a 10-year-old. Stephanie McMahon's kid, who is just born, is now the head writer of Raw. That's what I think. That's the only thing I can think of. Alright? Because, look, if you were a WWE or TNA wrestler at the end of your contract and you hated the promotion and you won the title and ran away with it, why would you ever come back? As long as you never come back, all their champions from now on are illegitimate. Right? If I was a wrestler who won the belt and ran away with it and I hated management and they wanted me to come back to re-legitimize their belt, it would cost them a fortune, right? I would demand a $10 million signing bonus. $10 million more to put the title on the line, a private jet, a private locker room, t-shirts for all my fans, and a shitload of other demands, right? Because look, I have all the leverage. The cards are in my stack, right? If they want to re-legitimize their belt, it's going to cost them a fortune, right? But since CM Punk is obviously a total moron, not only does he sign a contract after 1 week, he then puts his title back on the line for free. What the hell are you doing, you idiot? You said you came back to initiate change. You don't initiate change by coming back. You initiate change by refusing to come back, by refusing to sign a contract unless this laundry list of demands have been met, right? CM Punk could have initiated the most important changes before ever setting foot in the ring again by making them conditions in the contract. But by signing a contract after 1 week, he forfeits all of that. Now he's just an employee again, and Triple H gets to re-legitimize his belt. You idiot! What are you doing? Look, CM Punk, you should never become a sports agent. Your athletes would get nothing because you make no demands, alright? Storyline-wise, ODB and Jackie are running rampant all over TNA without a contract, doing whatever the hell they want. Why would you sign a contract, give up all your leverage, and then try to be a rebel? You know? You idiot! I do not believe in you because you are a fool! Alright? The only reason to care about SummerSlam at all is the possible appearance of The Rock just because it's in Los Angeles. Alright? Your character is written by a 10-year-old. Me and my friends were talking about this recently. Remember when Carlito Cool was really popular for like a minute? You know, remember there was like this period of time where his character was really on a roll, you know, his gimmick was taking off, he was getting all this attention, people were wearing his shirts, but yet, the next thing I know, I can't find him on TV anymore. You know, it's like 1 minute, his character's on this big roll, you know, standing next to Stone Cold and Roddy Piper. And like, the next minute, it's over. And what about MVP? There's another one. For a minute there, it really felt like his character was about to take off, right? For a minute there. You know, they were spending all this money on all these elaborate entranceways. At WrestleMania, he had this big inflatable entranceway with all these cheerleaders, fanboys predicting him as the future of the WWE. You know, but next thing you know, he's jobbing his ass off, and then he's off TV, and now he's out of there, you know? What the hell was that? And that's the main topic for this video. With an all-time legend like The Rock looming between WrestleMania 27 and WrestleMania 28, let's talk about some of these would-be superstars that were popular for like a minute. You know, what I like to call the 1-minute superstars. You know, like Mr. Anderson, there's another one. You know, Bobby Lashley, there's another one. You know, for a minute there, fanboys were really getting behind these guys, you know, calling them the future of the WWE. They would take the WWE into the future. You know, but next thing you know, they're walking around TNA. You know, so much for that. Have you noticed these are all entertainment era guys so far? I'll get to that. But as an example of a non-entertainment era guy, remember The Patriot? This guy walks in, main events with Bret Hart, then nobody's talking about him anymore. Remember how he debuted? A bunch of guys were coming out to confront Bret Hart. Ken Shamrock walks out first. Then Stone Cold walks out and stands next to Ken Shamrock. Then this guy we've never seen before with a USA flag mask walks out and stands next to Stone Cold. And Stone Cold looks over like, who the fuck is this guy? That's how they introduced him. That's how they introduced the Patriot. So here are, in no particular order, my top 5 momentary stars of the WWE. For a minute there, it looked like they could get really big in the WWE. But the next thing you know, they're not even in the company anymore. Then there were guys like Eugene and Hurricane Helms. Remember that guy? For a minute there, people were loving these guys. The difference is, though, is that I don't think anybody really expected Eugene to be like a big future world champion legend or anything. But for guys like Carlito and MVP, for a minute their fanboys were really predicting big things for these guys. But yet, the next thing you know, they're off TV. Instead of building up long-term stars like Stone Cold, The Rock, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, the entertainment era seems characterized more by these momentary stars, these flash in the pans that the WWE pushes and makes popular for like a minute, and then they hit a ceiling and then they're done. Me and my friend were guessing as fans that all of this might be on purpose. That the WWE, they don't want big stars like The Rock and Kurt Angle anymore. Because after you build them up, they might leave. They might go to the competition. They might go to TNA. They might go to UFC. They might go to Hollywood. But if a promotion holds the wrestler down, if they give them a ceiling, bring them up, bring them down, push them up, bring them down, push them up, bring them down, push them up, bring them down, then they don't have to worry about that anymore. Just focus on the overall brands. The WrestleMania brand, the Nexus brand, the WWE Universe brand. Stuff that can never go to TNA or UFC. This way, if a member of Nexus leaves to TNA, who cares? He was never a star to begin with. Just grab some other ham and egger, put a Nexus shirt on him, and you're done. That's my guess. That's my theory as a fan. I call it the disposable talent theory. Keeping all your wrestlers to a medium level value so you don't have to pay them as much. And if they go to the competition, who cares? They were never stars to begin with. Hulk Hogan goes to WCW. That's a big deal. But if Wade Barrett goes to TNA, who cares? He was never that big a star to begin with. He was only medium. They're all only medium value. Keep them at the... We interrupt your regularly scheduled program with a message from the future of TNA. And as the future of TNA, I just want to say that. Power, power, power. What am I going to do with you? I don't even know where to start, man. You an idiot. You confused the hell out of me. You say that CM Punk should have demanded change before he signed the contract? That makes no sense. In case you weren't paying attention, CM Punk wants to be the initiator of change. So, how can he initiate unless he's there? And if he doesn't sign a contract, how can he be there? See? You wrong. And you trying to say that Carlito was a 1-minute superstar? You a complete moron, man. How can a wrestler be a popular for a minute? The entrance takes a minute. Are you trying to say that Carlito lost his popularity before he got to the ring? Who the hell is going to believe that? You an idiot, Pspower. You don't know what you're talking about. You just over there living in the past, thinking about The Rock and overrating Stone Cold. I am the true voice of reason. I am the future. I represent the modern day wrestling fan. Me and my skinny brother CM Punk, we are the new heavyweight legends. CM Punk's storyline is already 10 times better than Stone Cold. And it's lasted much longer than a minute. It's lasted many minutes. So there, take that. Sorry for having to own you there, but it just had to be said. Future of TNA, signing off. We now return to your regularly scheduled program already in progress. Promotion keeps all the wrestlers at this medium value and all their matches looking the same, then you can mix and match and they don't have to worry about that anymore. So anyway, before I end this video, I just want to say, for all you fanboys that overhype every little thing that WWE does, from Carlito all the way to The Miz, I just wanted to say that I think I know how you feel. I think I know how you feel. Look, remember in the late 90s when the WWE really started getting good? Like, they were going from Doink the Clown to Stone Cold, and it was really starting to get good? Well, I was working at the mall at that time, and I remember during that period of time trying to get my coworkers to watch wrestling, and they'd be like, come on, man, why are you still watching that stupid kiddie shit? You know, because they were still thinking Doink the Clown. And I'd be like, no, it's not like that anymore. It's good now. You know, and then one day, for whatever reason, at the mall, they started showing some WWF. And they were showing Triple H cross-chopping and Road Dogg on the floor pointing up at it. And I remember my coworkers were like, oh my goodness, what is this? You know, I remember within 2 weeks, they were all wearing Stone Cold shirts and watching every episode of Raw. You know, and that was such an awesome period of time because you could start seeing the change. You started seeing wrestling get big again. At that mall, nobody used to wear wrestling shirts because it was embarrassing. But when the Attitude Era started, you saw wrestling shirts everywhere. Stone Cold, NWO. It was so awesome watching wrestling get big again. As a wrestling fan, one of the best times is when wrestling first starts getting big again. When it first starts getting huge and you're watching everyone getting into wrestling. That's one of the best times to be a wrestling fan. And I think that's what many of you fanboys are looking for. You want to feel that again. You want to be in those days again, or feel it for the very first time. And I think that's why you latch on to every little thing that WWE does, from Nexus all the way to The Miz, because you're hoping that's the one. You're hoping that's the thing that starts the next big thing. So when a guy like me comes in and says my opinion that, no, I don't think that's it, in my opinion, and here's why. You don't want to hear it. You do not want to hear it, right? You don't want to hear it. What you want to hear is that Nexus is the next big thing. That they are the next NWO. What you want to hear is that CM Punk is the next big thing. That he is the next Stone Cold. That the new Attitude Era has begun. It has arrived, right? That's what you want to hear, right? That's how some of these YouTubers get popular around here, right? With that blind optimism. You see wrestling fans like me as being negative. I see us as a much needed, realistic counterweight to all these YouTubers out here that use this blind optimism to enhance their popularity, right? I think I know how you feel. You want to be in those days again. And if you do, I'm with you on that. I want to be in those days again when wrestling is really starting to get big. But I don't believe that blind optimism is the answer.